Hey everybody, it's Lance. Welcome back. Here we are at the bench looking at this 328K again. The very last thing that I intend to do for this was to replace the motor mounts. And I just think this is so interesting. I've got this 328K from 1960. And if I just kind of give you a quickie over here, there's another 328K from 1961. But the motor mounts that were in this one we're looking at right here look like this. I'm hoping you can see the condition of those. I don't know if you can or not. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see they're a little bit worn. And so I was a little bit uncomfortable leaving them in there. Now for me, I wouldn't care, and I'm probably going to keep this particular machine, but if I was going to sell it, I wouldn't want to sell it with these motor mounts in this condition. So I ordered some new motor mounts. So what do I get? I receive this, okay? And they're very similar, but you may recognize this from other YouTube videos, this eccentric bushing, if you will, and completely compatible with I shouldn't say completely, but almost nearly compatible with this motor mount that's in here. This bracket, this motor mount bracket right here. And so I thought it was curious that this is what I got as the replacement. So I pulled the motor mounts out of the other 328K I have, and they look like this. Nearly perfect copies of this. It appears to be a different material. This seems to be more like a PVC. This seems to be a bit more like nylon. And I just think it's so interesting that machines that came from the exact same factory, only a year apart, not only do they have a slightly different look with the paint scheme and different Singer decals, but these motor mounts are different. And neither of them match what you'll see on YouTube on some of the videos. Like, AndyTube has a video that shows these on a 327K. And he doesn't realize it in the beginning of the video that they're just not, the adjustability doesn't exist on the 327K or the 328K. There's another video, I forget who did it, of a guy who has a 328P. I think that was made in like a factory in Australia or something. And the 328P that he has also has this eccentric lobed bushing. And it's also non-functional because of the motor mount. This motor mount, it doesn't have anything for this bushing to press against and to adjust. And I tried to kind of think of it for you like this. There are machines that have almost like a little L at the bottom of the bracket. Whoops. If I push that, can you see that? If I rotate this eccentric gear, you'll see it get closer to that tab. And so if I were to keep rotating, it would push the entire bracket down. If I brought it back up, then the whole bracket would move back up. So I'm going to attach a picture in there. But bottom line is that, of all the YouTube videos I've seen for 328K and 327K that have these eccentric bushings, they are not functional for adjusting belt tension. And certainly somebody's going to post that they have one that is, but it would be because the motor mount has something for that bushing to press against, which this one does not. So that's where we are. So I'm going to go ahead and install. Probably going to install, like this set here from my other 328K. And we're going to get this thing put back together. And it'll be ready for a sewing test. So this bushing goes in like this. Okay. Just like that. This little spacer bushing goes right alongside. Okay, there we are like that. And you can see that this bolt screws right into a piece of the frame. And so we'll kind of wiggle that around a little bit and get that in there for you. Try not to block your view. Get it just kind of started a little bit. Okay. And I can get a screwdriver in through the frame here. Just kind of get a couple of turns on it. You can see what's going on. Now, since that eccentric bushing doesn't have any real functional adjustability, whether you're using this bushing or the eccentric one, in reality, you have to come up here to the top of the motor and push down. See that bracket slide, right? So I'm just going to have to generate the tension myself and then tighten that screw to hold the tension in place. So no big deal. So I'm going to do that, snug it up, flip this thing back over, and take a look at a sewing test. Okay, time for a quick sew. I just think this is just the best looking machine with its two-tone tan paint. I think it's more attractive than the all dark 328K that I have. But anyway, this is essentially done. I think things that, other than going through the entire thing, cleaning, re-greasing, and oiling, it's got new feet, a new slide plate, all new tensioner. Let's see, a new bobbin tire, and it has an all new needle bar because the needle bar was bent. It's got a new LED bulb, and earlier in this video you saw that it's got its motor mount bushings replaced. So it's pretty nice. So let's turn it on and give it a whirl. All right, so additionally, the foot controller I took entirely apart, including removing the carbon discs and cleaning everything and putting it all back together and adjusting it. So this is just some basic quilting cotton. Let's see, I missed a guide there. Okay, Gutermann cotton thread, quilting cotton. Let's just kind of start out here at just some average stitch width. So let's just have her sew center left and right needle position, stitch width for zigzag, stitches per inch, and then reverse all the way at the top. Okay, so let's just give it a straight line sew and we'll go from there. maybe a little bit of a reverse here. Okay. Maybe a little light on the upper tension. I was sewing something yesterday. It was a little thinner material, so definitely started off too loose on the tension. But of course, that's going to be something that the new owner needs to kind of dial in depending on what they're doing. So, all right, so let's just get back here and we'll give it another run. Got a little thread caught there. There we go. Sews nice and slow after I adjusted that pedal, or fast. Better, 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 much better. Okay, let's give it a quick zigzag and see what happens. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with a 1, setting number 1 for stitch width, and I'm going to, by the time I get to the end here, I'm just going to go through all the widths. Okay, here we go. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and then back to 1. See what you think about that. So we went from small all the way up to the widest width and back. Okay, pretty good. If we were to do just some again, you know, there's a right, center, and left position. Hopefully you can see that needle moving. Center, left, right. And again, stitches per inch. Started off at 20, pretty fine. And we'll work our way to 12 stitches per inch, 8 stitches per inch, 6 stitches per inch, 'You can see that stitch really fine here on the left, and you know, darn near 3/8 of an inch long on the right. So overall, looks pretty good. I think this is pretty much ready for a new home. So get all these videos up, and somebody is gonna get a beauty. And again, I took the entire thing apart, so it's clean as a whistle, greased, oiled, and I'll put some still shots up wherever I end up posting this. So, all right, thanks. That's the 328K #1 ready to go out the door. Thanks. Bye-bye.